In this video, I want to give you some secrets to how you can build your Amazon business up to $40, even $50,000 a month. Now, this video is geared more towards the experienced seller. Maybe you already have your Amazon business going, maybe even for a few years, but you might be stuck. Well, I was stuck. And so I'd like to share the things that I had to do in order to grow my business. Now, this video is piggybacking off of my last video where I talked about the things that you must do to grow your Amazon business. I will link that video in the description, but that video pretty much went over theories. And in order to keep the video shorter, I just sort of went over the theories. But you guys know me, I'm not a theory kind of guy. I like to roll our sleeves up together and get to the work. You're going to learn when somebody's telling you exactly what to do. So what I want to do is I'm going to take 3 of those principles from that video, and I actually want to tell you some stories and get down into exactly what you need to be doing if you're going to grow the business. Now, if you're not already experienced, maybe you don't have your Amazon business yet, this can still be beneficial because it's going to give you some insight into how you need to be doing things if you really want to build a successful business. So without further ado, let's get into those 3 things. Number 1, I talked about it in the other video. You have to maintain your momentum. This is so important. And when I made the commitment that I was going to maintain momentum, things really changed. Now let's get a little bit deeper into that. Understand what I mean. When I say maintain momentum, what I mean is this. You've got to be at a point where you decide there will not be a moment where the customer is having his or her shopping experience and you don't have the product. So whatever the actual inventory that you carry, you cannot run out of that inventory. It just cannot happen. You got to figure it out, and you will. But bear in mind this concept. Take into account this truth. When that customer was shopping for the product that you sell, you either had it available at the moment they were ready or you did not. And I don't care what you do later, you will never, ever get that time back. You've got to really take that to heart. Because when you do, what happens is you say, okay, no more. Whenever that customer is looking for that product, I'm going to have it available. Maybe there's 2 or 3, maybe there's 20 of us selling that product on that listing. Doesn't matter. I'm going to make sure that I at least have a chance. That is so very important. You've got to be creative. If you're stuck, you are not going to get unstuck doing the same thing. And one of the things that really helped me was when I decided, okay, no more losing momentum. Momentum is key to so many things in life because it becomes a snowball. It opens up more opportunities. It opens doors. You are simply going to make more money. You're going to generate more revenue when you are always ready with products available. Now that's going to take work. That's going to take creativity. It's going to take ingenuity. And most importantly, it is going to take commitment. Number 2, this is a very serious point. So take this to heart. You've got to stay competitive with your prices. I mean, this is going to be really important for your arbitrage guys out there or your wholesale people. Because if you have competitors that are selling the exact same product, you already know these customers out here are price shoppers. But let me tell you, let's go a little bit deeper, because a lot of times what you might be doing is you've got a product that you want to sell. You've got the price that you want because you've got the return on investment that you want, right? The profit margins that you want. You're not going to always get the margins that you want. Don't let that stop you. Momentum. Remember, we started out saying that you got to keep your momentum. Sometimes to keep that momentum, to keep business moving, you're going to have to adjust prices. And sometimes those prices may have you making very slim margins or even breaking even, sometimes even at a loss. Now you'll say, well, why would I want to take a loss? Okay. Wow, that's a good question. But I want you to think about something, especially you arbitrage people, because think about how you source. Sometimes the way you're sourcing, you're going into big box stores, maybe it's Walmart, and you're going into their clearance aisles. Do you think they're making money on clearance items? I tell you what they are doing. They're keeping momentum with clearance items. You've got to start thinking like the bigger, successful, long-standing businesses. And you got to start doing some of the things that they do, because the benefits of staying competitive, and again, I'm just trying to tell you how it has worked for me. The benefit of staying competitive means this. You're going to be constantly making sales, and you're going to be able to scale up. When I started scaling up, then I was able to get into wholesale because I could go to them with some real orders. And then I was able to scale up even further, which actually got me better deals. I mean, super deals with distributors and vendors and manufacturers and wholesalers. So it's a snowball effect. Okay. And don't feel bad. I think a lot of times we feel bad about it. We're embarrassed. We're ashamed because we're not making a profit. Remember, successful businesses don't always make a profit. Successful businesses make profits most of the time, but there are going to be times where they break even. There are going to be times where they even take a loss, but it all feeds in. So you just have to be competitive. Another thing about that I've learned. So we're talking about my experience. Being competitive, you know, think about that for a minute. Sometimes you've got to be competitive for a season. And then all of a sudden, you don't have to be so competitive with that particular listing or product because your competition. People come and go all the time. People leave Amazon, people leave the listings that you guys are fighting on. Longevity is what's going to win. So don't always think, okay, I got to make 300%, return on investment. You got to start thinking like a big business. Start learning and studying business and understand what are realistic profit margins. This is not a hustle. This is a real business. So you got to start thinking like that. You'll get the success. And finally, number 3, you've got to move like a manager. Okay. You've got to be thinking about your business the way a manager does. And all of these 3 things tie in together, because moving like a manager, well, that actually ties into momentum. You've got to be forecasting. You've got to be looking at expanding all the time. You got to get to a point. You at least have to go through a phase where each and every day you are adding new products. When you do, because you got to understand, if you've been, and again, this video was more for the experienced Amazon seller. And if you're into arbitrage, you're going to realize, a lot of you guys already know, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of attempts before you get something that actually sticks. So you've got to put in the work. But when you do find that one product out of 30 that you tried, it will more than make up for all that effort. It is worth it. You'll have products that you can ride for years. But remember, thinking like a manager, all good things come to an end. And whatever's working for you right now, it's going to stop sooner or later. And that is all the more reason that you've got to constantly be feeding the beast. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. My name is Horace, also known as La Machine. We've got over 500 videos on this channel, absolutely free. I have chronicled my journey since 2017. You can see how I've built my business, and it is now doing on average 40,000 a month, and we're looking to go even higher. The next video, we're going to delve even deeper because there are more principles. So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share this with someone that wants to grow their Amazon business as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.